All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, bringing you the latest in Chelsea transfer news, and Chelsea all that jazz. It's going to be another blockbuster live stream for you guys. So participate, comment, interact in this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of talk going on in regards to Conor Gallagher. All of a sudden, Conor Gallagher news is absolutely buzzing. I mean, obviously, there was always rumors about him leaving, but in the last 24 hours, it has absolutely cranked up. It has cranked up massively, which makes me think that Conor Gallagher's exit from Chelsea is quite imminent. Now, you will notice on the title, I've got there saying Caicedo deal dependent on Gallagher. Now, that's not news. That's not what's getting floated around in the journalistic world or any of the journalists reporting on this, this, that, the other. That's not the case. That's me thinking, is it really dependent on the Gallagher situation now? Like, are we looking to get rid of Conor Gallagher first and then maybe secure the cash for him and then maybe potentially just submit to Brighton's, valuation, which is supposedly about 100 million. I know there's some talks that's going on that, by the way, big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up to Junior, big up to Valan. For God's sake, get rid of Galadog. Big up to Nice Stylist, Jeff Knightley, Nathan, Rashad. Love you, man. Ganawan, Digital Film Reviews, Dexter. Big up to all of you, man. Honestly, good to see so many of you guys rocking up on a daily basis. Smash the like button as soon as you come through. We're going to have a rocking conversation today, so make sure you smash the like button. If you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. We are about 500 away from 26,000 subscribers. We just hit 25,000 a couple of days ago, and we're only about 500 away from hitting 26,000. So let's get there pronto. But coming back to the conversation, that in the title, Caicedo deal dependent on Gallagher, that's not any of the news articles or any journalists reporting. That's just me having a hunch that is it really dependent on that? Like some of the journalists are saying that, we haven't even got a quotation from Brighton as to how much, Caicedo is going to cost. But there's quite a few people that have already said, Brighton didn't start off with 100 million, but the Declan Rice, price tag has really thrown them and made them sort of stick to that new valuation of 100 million. So it seems like the current price for Moses Caicedo is 100 million. I just get the feeling maybe we're looking to get rid of Gallagher first, because Gallagher's name was being touted to leave anyway. And as soon as we secure Caicedo, hopefully we do get to secure Caicedo, you best believe Gallagher's position at Chelsea Football Club is then 100% finished. So are we now looking to get rid of Gallagher first, secure the bag, and then potentially pay that extra bit of money that we have to pay for Moses Caicedo, which I don't like, but some of you guys are saying, Miz, just pay the money and get the player because the player is that damn good. And I know the player is that damn good. But maybe we're looking to pick up some cash from Conor Gallagher. That's just my thought on it. Obviously, we'll check out the news very, very soon in regards to Conor Gallagher. Apparently, we rejected a bid, 40 million plus add-ons from West Ham. I mean, I don't know how much we value Conor Gallagher. And look, of course, we can see Conor Gallagher doesn't work for us, but you best believe Conor Gallagher has value in the market. Like, there will be teams out there where Conor Gallagher's skill set will be a massive, massive asset for that football club. So perhaps we're looking into, that sort of things and making sure that we value Conor Gallagher accordingly for those clubs. And don't forget, if it's West Ham got a lot of money from Arsenal. West Ham have got over 100 million from Arsenal, from Declan Rice. So West Ham cannot run away from it. They've got cash. They've got a lot of money to burn. So is it a policy from Chelsea that if it's West Ham, you got to cough up a little bit more because you are absolutely cash strapped from Declan Rice's deal? So Apparently, we rejected a 40 million bid plus add-ons. We are looking to get 50 million, which is quite mad for Conor Gallagher. But there's suitors for Conor Gallagher. Spurs apparently want him a lot. Postecoglou seems to be a fan of Conor Gallagher, and potentially Spurs could play in a counter-attacking style. I mean, not so much focused on possession-based football. I don't know, Postecoglou, wherever he has gone previously, especially in Celtic, they were highly possession-based footballing team. So I don't know how Conor Gallagher fits in a possession-based team. But hey, I'm not here to suggest what the oppositions or rivals are going to do. If you're keen on Conor Gallagher, come and get your man. All right, let's see what you guys are saying about this before we check out the news. Royston, Miz, I don't think it depends on that. I think we just don't want to pay what Brighton wants. Look, if that's the case, why does Fabrizio Romano still keep saying that the latest in regards to Caicedo is that we're still talking? We are still having conversations in regards to Caicedo. So if we're not going to pay the 100 million, what are we talking about? Do you know what I mean? What are we actually talking about? And if Brighton, if they end up buckling to our demands, then what is the hold up now? Like, why are you holding things up? So yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, it's in Brighton's interest as well to get the money in now so that they can go and invest elsewhere. I guess in midfield, they don't probably need to think too much. They've got Billy Gilmore. They got themselves James Milner on a free. Adam Lallana is there as well. So they're quite set. But I'm certain they'll like to reinvest even more, knowing that they're in Europa League this season. And I think they got a Swedish brother as well last season. In midfield. So we'll see. Another comment here from 6 Luck August. Miz, how about we go for Kimmich if the Caicedo deal is taking forever? I think the Casemiro to United move was good, and I guess Kimmich is very good and knows this system very well. Please, let's discuss it. Look, I mean, we can sit here and discuss things about Kimmich, but I rather discuss about stuff that we're linked with. I don't want to just discuss willy-nilly about a particular player that we're not even linked with. I don't even know whether he's leaving Bayern Munich. I would be shocked if a player like Kimmich is on the verge of leaving Bayern Munich, where Thomas Tuchel is the manager. Thomas Tuchel would love a player like Kimmich. So look, it would be a waste of a conversation sitting here talking about Kimmich. He's in Champions League at the moment. Like, why would he want to leave Bayern Munich to come to Chelsea Football Club? Yeah, it's a waste of a conversation. I'm sorry to say that's how it is. Shano 76 Miz, they want Colwell, and you know what I think Colwell wants? Brighton. Why would they keep insisting? Yeah, look, I think there might have been a time where Colwell gave Brighton a bit of a thought. But I think in recent times, after the Wesley Fofana injury and after Colwell finally playing for Chelsea in the preseason game, and the love that Colwell got publicly from Pochettino, Pochettino coming out and saying he's not for sale, he's not going nowhere, he's staying, and he did a lot better than I expected. This is what Pochettino said. And he thinks he can be one of the greatest defenders in the Premier League and for English national team as well. So if even after all of this, Colwell thinks about leaving, then you might as well leave. So for me, it's a mad case. Kimmich would be my dream signing, but no way in hell is he joining us now. Yeah, I don't think he's joining us, man. I've not even seen any rumors of Kimmich to Chelsea, so I'm not really sure where this link is coming up. Like, it don't make sense to me. Roby, Chelsea are doing the right thing by sticking to their valuation. I don't think this is related to Caicedo deal. It's quite obvious the recruitment team understands 100 million price makes media madness. Yeah, look, in my personal opinion, I don't want to budge. I think 85 million plus add-ons is more than reasonable enough to get Caicedo. I think our last bid was 70 million plus add-ons, which took it to about, I don't know, 75 or 80 or something like that. The final bid, apparently, if all goes to, the conversation with Brighton hierarchies, I don't know if they are having conversations with Chelsea, but apparently the word was that 80 million guaranteed fee, 80 or 85 million guaranteed fee, plus 5 million in add-ons, or if it's 80 million, then 10 million in add-ons, something like that. Total package of 90 million. That was what I last saw. I can't remember which particular journalist, but that was what was meant to be the final sort of product. And if they're not happy with that, I would like Chelsea to just move on then, because that is more than reasonable, more than reasonable. And this is why I've been saying I'm coming up with a hunch that are we looking to get rid of Gallagher first, bag that money from for the Gallagher sale, and perhaps then submit to Brighton's demands. I don't know. It looks like eventually we're going to have to submit to Brighton's demands, because Brighton, they'll keep the player. They'll keep the player. They're in Europa. They'll keep the player. And, Caicedo signed a new contract, so he's got a lot of years left in his contract. He signed that last season. So they're in no rush. Now it all comes down to Caicedo. It really does come down to Caicedo, whether he puts up a bit of a fuss, like if he stops training, if he shows that he's disgruntled. But it doesn't look like that. He's training, he's smiling, he's signing autographs. I don't think he's going to rattle the boat. I really don't think he's going to rattle the boat. So let's see what happens. The Blues, Brighton didn't even said asking price. That's the reason it's delaying. Hope Caicedo push this. Yeah, look, Brighton, even though they didn't say the asking price, I think they've kind of given an indication that, hey, Declan Rice went for 100 million. Caicedo's potentially should be going for 100 million as well. I think more or less Brighton's trying to say to us, come on, get the hint. Don't try to act stupid. Get the hint. So saying, fellows, remember this during Jan, Caicedo was worth 70 million. How did this increase after season ended? Yeah, it's because of Declan Rice, man. It's because of Declan Rice. This is exactly what has happened. All right, let me showcase the news to you now. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to Conor Gallagher. Chelsea decided to reject West Ham's 40 million plus add-ons offer for Conor Gallagher after discussing it internally and talking to Mauricio Pochettino. Chelsea won 50 million. Now, this seems to be the final figure for Conor Gallagher, if any club wants him. But there has been some rumors as well that Mauricio Pochettino apparently wants to keep Conor Gallagher. So I don't know what these managers, Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, now Mauricio Pochettino, I don't know what they're seeing in Conor Gallagher. Surely it's not just the whole cardio ability, the running ability and covering the grounds. Like Conor Gallagher, okay, fine. He scored 2 goals in this preseason. Like he can score goals if he plays further up. But Conor Gallagher is not a 10. Not really an out-and-out 10, because he doesn't have the creative nature to be a 10. He doesn't have that technical ability to take the ball in the half space and turn and drive that a number 10 needs to have. That give and go. Like you see Nkunku. Have a look at Nkunku and how he plays with the ball, and then tell me, how Conor Gallagher would play in those similar areas of the field, because that's where a number 10 would have to occupy those positions. But he's a good finisher. You could say he's a number 8, an advanced sort of number 8, but someone who definitely can help out in defense as well, because he's got those legs to cover vast areas of the ground. But he is erratic as well. Like some of his challenges are quite erratic. Look, overall, I rather keep Andre Santos, Cesare Caicedo in the team ahead of Conor Gallagher. He just simply doesn't fit our style, our philosophy. But yeah, it's crazy how apparently the word in the streets is that Mauricio Pochettino doesn't mind keeping someone like Conor Gallagher. So this is probably why the price tag is at 50 million. Because if you do want him, then you're going to have to pay exclusive amount of money to get Conor Gallagher. So this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, ladies and gentlemen. The next bit of news, we'll just breeze through the news and then we'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about in the live chat. Trevor Chalobah is viewed internally by Chelsea as another sellable asset, coming from Liam Toomey from The Athletic. I don't understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly don't get it. In a situation where we have a bit of a crisis in the CB position, Wesley Fofana is injured, someone like Trevor Chalobah could be very valuable, not just in CB. We can even think about playing him at times in the DM position. If, for instance, we don't get Caicedo, I've already thrown out the suggestion that Reece James should also try his luck in that position. He has played there previously. But Trevor Chalobah, can play in the right back, can play DM, can play CB. There is value in his versatility. I don't understand why we think he's a sellable asset. Of course, he's a sellable asset, but why do we think he should be sold at this moment when, Wesley Fofana is out for the rest of the season? So it doesn't make sense getting rid of Chalobah, academy product, and then check this out, ladies and gentlemen, and then get someone like Mark Guéhi. Chelsea had contact with Mark Guéhi 15 days ago, and there's still a lot of interest for him. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. It just doesn't make sense. We sold Guéhi, one of our academy products, for what, 15, 17 million or 20 million, something like that. And then we're going to look to buy him back for apparently 50 million. Like that was the price tag. It's quite strange to do business like that. And on top of that, he's another left-sided CB. So we've got Buddy Shield, we got Colwell, and you want to get Mark Guéhi, who's left-sided as well. And Mark Guéhi will want to play every single game. I don't think he will want to be backup to Levi Colwell. For me, at the moment, Levi Colwell and Thiago Silva is the starting CB combination. One game a week, they will be playing predominantly. Believe me, Thiago Silva will have ample amount of rest to play one game a week, and Levi Colwell should be his partner. Off the back of what we've already seen of Levi Colwell last season, but in the preseason match against Brighton, Levi Colwell is sensational. And I think this combination deserves time to build the chemistry, and I think it could be a dynamic duo. So it doesn't make sense to get someone like Mark Guéhi. Getting rid of Chalobah to get Mark Guéhi, it's totally unnecessary. All right, let's see what you guys are saying about all this news. Tell me about Conor Gallagher. Tell me about Caicedo. Talk to me about Chalobah. Talk to me about Mark Guéhi. Whatever you guys want to say, pump it through on the live chat, and I'm just gonna go through them and make discussions out of it. Mish, at this point, the owners are doing too much. They know the season starts in 3 weeks, right? It's not the owners. This is where we need to understand. The owners have really taken a back seat. It's not really the owners that's doing anything here. It's our board of directors now. They're the ones who are controlling it. I think they've done a stellar job in getting rid of so many players, and we're still getting rid of players. Don't forget, looks like Conor Gallagher on the way out. Kalamata-Ndoye, there's still Lukaku that needs to go, Ziyech, whole heap of loan deals that need to happen as well. We're short of a DM. That's the biggest factor. One more supreme player, DM, and that should be enough for the time being, I feel. Because Nicholas Jackson as a striker, I don't want to bring in anyone else so Nicholas Jackson can be a second fiddle. Nicholas Jackson is the real deal. And I don't mind keeping Armando Broja as a second fiddle for Nicholas Jackson for the time being. Nicholas Jackson should be the main guy. No need to spend crazy amount of money for a striker that we're not even satisfied about at the moment. Vlahovic, Lautaro Martinez, this, that, the other. We can have a look at Ivan Toney in January, we'll see. But don't even forget, David Dr. Fofana could absolutely blow up in Union Berlin. So we should have our mind open for all of that. But at the moment, focus should be on Nicholas Jackson because this guy looks like the real deal. He absolutely looks like the real deal. So look, just get me the DM. Goalkeeper, we tried as well, but they all either want to stay or they went to Man United because they prefer that. I don't think we need anyone else. Maybe one more attacker. And we're linked with Kudus, we're linked with Shirky, we're linked with Olise. So potentially 2 transfers are going to happen. And don't forget, Nicholas Jackson was incoming as well. So we got that player. We also got Angela Gabriel. He's an incoming player as well. So we've done business, but obviously we need to do adequate business now. No need for Mark, and we got to keep Gallagher for another year to develop him, and Carney can be our spare attacking midfielder behind Nkunku, and those 2 players are versatile as well, of course. Someone said, check out Chelsea Dodgers' latest tweet. Let me check that out. 29 minutes ago. 21 minutes ago as well. A couple of tweets to go through. Okay. Let's have a look at this one first. We'll have a look at Moses Caicedo very soon. West Ham remain confident of securing a deal to sign Chelsea's Conor Gallagher despite seeing an opening offer of 40 million rejected. Chelsea won 50 million, and there is optimism at the London Stadium that an agreement can be reached. Look, I think Chelsea is doing a bit too much with the 50 million. But look, if we can get the 50 million, fantastic. I think there is a deal at 45. Surely there is a deal at 45 million. 40 million plus 5 million in add-ons, or maybe 45 million bang on. I think we rejected 40 million plus 2 million in add-ons, something like that, or 3 millions in add-on. If that's been rejected, you want to obviously go higher than that. Maybe if they can give us, I don't know, man, 43 million in guaranteed fee plus another 3-4 million in add-ons, taking it as close to that 50 million, maybe something around 47 million, perhaps gets the job done. But looks like, ladies and gentlemen, Conor Gallagher on the way out. Conor Gallagher on the way out, which I think is the right decision from Chelsea's point of view. And if this happens, I think then there is no excuse for us to just go gung-ho on Caicedo, because we're going to bag that money. You might as well then pay up that money to Brighton. Brighton then are obviously going to say that, hey, you just bagged a lot of money for Conor Gallagher. You're now going to have to pay up for Caicedo. And at that moment, you might just balance things up. We were looking to pay 85 million. We got money from Gallagher sale. We can add a little bit on and maybe just get Caicedo. I don't like it, but let it be the last time we deal with Brighton ever again. And we bring in someone like Caicedo, because once Gallagher goes, look, we are definitely going to be short in midfield. We're already short. We're going to be even more short when Gallagher goes, and we definitely need Caicedo to come through. Now, bit of Caicedo news. Moses Caicedo really wants to move. So let's see how he will act in the next days. But I can guarantee the negotiations are ongoing and that it's not over. I know Chelsea fans are getting impatient, but he wants to join Chelsea as his priority, and they are working on it. There you go. Look, it's one or two things are happening here. One, either Brighton are happy to maybe compromise on that 100 million and find a middle ground with us, or we are just buying a bit of time to see what we can do with the Conor Gallagher sale and then maybe put some more money. That's just my thought. I don't know. Because why are negotiations still ongoing? What's difficult here? Like, I'm trying to figure out, is it the installments? Is it the guaranteed fee? I mean, if this needed to be done, it should have been done. Like, this is now dragged on for a long time. And I get it. Blockbuster moves can take a bit of time. I understand that. But this has now gone on for way too long. It doesn't take that long to figure things out. You can have 2-3 weeks, 1 month maximum. But once it start going to about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, like, what are you taking so much time for? Like, how much do Chelsea value the player? How much do Brighton value the player? Can we come and compromise in the middle? Yes, no, yes, okay, let's do the deal. No, well, let's walk away. Do you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. But you let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you feel. Let's pick up some of your comments now. Miz, have you heard the report stating the medicals for Igor? He's an LCB for Brighton. I think after Igor deal complete, plus Gallagher is sold, Caicedo should be done. Yeah, look, maybe there is some sort of domino effect sort of nature happening here. Yeah, Brighton consistently throwing up Lewa Colwell's name. Maybe once they get Igor done and dusted, they can forget about Colwell. And once we get Gallagher done and dusted, we can then go gun-ho for Caicedo. And hopefully both clubs can come together and get this job done. But the issue is we are now slowly running out of time because the Premier League season is literally just about, 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away now. So there's not that much time left. And it would have been nice to have Caicedo in our ranks and have him gel with our team. But this is the situation that we find ourselves in. This is what happens when you don't have players lined up. You don't have a succession plan. But look, I can't blame Chelsea. We've gone through sanctions. We've gone through a new ownership change. So hopefully with all these youngsters that we've been buying down the track, we don't fall into this trap in going after a player within the league, like from Brighton or wherever else, and you get into this sort of a mess. Hopefully we can produce our own gems. Dylan is saying, who do you prefer, Kudus, Olise, or Shirky? I feel that Kudus would fit Poch. I like all of them. I like every single one of them. Shirky is sensational. I would love a player like Shirky. But I think, look, if it's up to me, Ryan Shirky, for sure. What makes sense in this Pochettino squad? Kudus. Kudus makes sense to me because he can play central attacking midfielder. He can play as a striker. He can play on the left side. So he's versatile. You can plug him in anywhere. And if you want some sort of a striker cover, he can potentially do that as well. But I don't think Leon wants to sell Shirky. So that's that reality side of things. I would like Shirky. That's my preference. But what makes sense is Kudus. What seems unnecessary is Olise. Olise to me seems unnecessary, but I rate Olise. Olise is damn good. But we've got Madueke. We've got, in my opinion, obviously we want to see more. But so far from what we've seen, Angelo Gabriel, he seems more than capable on that right side. The way he drifts in from the right to the central areas, he seems perfect. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at the whole thing, man. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Mish, someone needs to tell Colwell that Brighton don't care about him. They want to develop him for 2 years and sell him for 100 million to the highest bidder. We want to make him the best in the world. Look, if Leroy Colwell don't understand that, like if Leroy Colwell thinks he's going to go to Brighton and become a Brighton legend, no one goes to Brighton for too long. You go to Brighton, like especially if you're a superstar. Like I guess players like Lewis Dunk and Pascal Gross, they'll stick around at Brighton, right? But if you're like the Caicedos, like Enciso, or if you're Ivan Ferguson or whoever else, recent McAllister, right, Trossard, like you're not going to stick around at Brighton for too long because your quality is too good. Leroy Colwell should know, one, Brighton can never pay him the money that he probably wants. What's the max Brighton can pay Leroy Colwell in terms of wages? 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, max 80,000. Chelsea probably pay off the bat 100,000. His next contract, I'm pretty certain Leroy Colwell will bag 100,000. Mitoma is another one. You're right. Mitoma is not going to stick around at Brighton Football Club forever. Mitoma is too good. Way too good. Mitoma is going to get a blockbuster move soon. So this is why, I don't understand why I've been getting so much heat from Brighton fans lately. They're quite rattled by me. They're absolutely quite rattled by me. And that's fine. I know you want to protect your football club. But I want to say to the Brighton fans, you got to know your place, man. Like, you're a selling club. I don't understand this whole this new persona that all of a sudden you're a Europa League team, you belong in Europe, you're gonna give players good wages and you're gonna build a team. You're not a selling club anymore. Brother, you're a selling club. I'm sorry. Unless something has changed, unless you're getting a Qatari owner and you're looking to heavily invest in your club, you're going to pay exorbitant amount of wages to your players, you're looking to stamp your authority in the Premier League and challenge for titles and be in Europe, regularly, much like what Newcastle's trying to do now, right? The normal thing is you're Brighton, and there'll be big clubs always coming for your top targets, and they have always been coming for your top targets. That's just the way it is. You're not going to be able to hold on to these players because you can't afford them. You won't be able to give them the money. You won't be able to give them the money because that's not your model, and that's just not in your remit. So no point in getting angry with me. It's just you got to accept who you are. This is what I've said recently. You got to know who you are in this ecosystem. No point in acting like you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're just not. You're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. Like you're normal. You're just a normal individual. Do you know what I mean? You're just a normal individual. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying. This whole situation is created by Colwell. He could drop simple emoji with Chelsea. He's our player. Last time I checked, he must be informing them so he get guaranteed playtime and play Euros. Yeah, I think he'll get enough game time with Chelsea now, man. I've always said Brighton are a new version of Swansea a few years ago. Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember when everyone used to like Swansea? They played some good football. They had some really good players. They ended up going in some top clubs. And then look what has happened to Swansea. Look, I don't want to wish that upon Brighton, if I'm being absolutely honest. I like the way they play. Honestly, I do like their philosophy. And I want to follow them in Europa League. But I think we've given them more than sufficient enough an offer. Well, I'm sure the next offer, the final offer for Caicedo, whatever we table, I'm sure we'll table something. That'll be more than sufficient enough and reasonable enough to get Caicedo. Caicedo's price tag should be around 85 million, no more than that. I've got a feeling we're not going to get Caicedo. Chelsea are going to have to pay 100 million. That's that hold up. Let's see. Let's see what happens with the Conor Gallagher sale once that goes through. Looks like it's going to happen. West Ham are very keen. They've got the Declan Rice money, and they're going to invest on Conor Gallagher. My take is that we acquire Caicedo, Cherki, Kudus. Olise is good, but Cherki, Kudus are more of necessities. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Cherki, Kudus, both. I think it'll be one. I think there'll just be room for one. Think about it, brother. You've got unless you're letting go of Angela Gabriel. Unless you're letting go of Angela Gabriel. You've got Madueke. You've got Mudryk. You've got Sterling. You've got Nkunku. You've got Gabriel Santos. Gabriel Santos. I keep thinking Gabriel. You've got Angela Gabriel. Who else am I missing something? Yes, because Nkunku will play in one of the three, and then Nicholas Jackson up front. So you got enough. You got enough there for one game a week for this season. And then, Kani Chukwuemeka as well, unless Kani Chukwuemeka goes out on a loan. There is room for one. I don't think there is room for two. There's room for one more, Kudus. Two is probably Kudus or Cherki, whatever. I think Kudus probably just makes more sense. Cherki is someone who is electric. I would love that, but Leon, I think Leon see that they have nearly 100 million player here. If Cherki has a mind-blowing season in the upcoming season, they see that they can sell him for a lot of money. Now, it's up to Chelsea if we can just price him out. But what started off very low, about 40 million euros was what was talked about for Ryan Cherki, is quickly moving on to 50, 60 million euros. So how much are we willing to pay for Ryan Cherki? You know, Lyon, they can sense that if Chelsea want Cherki, they're going to have to pay over the top, or else they'll keep the player, and he's going to potentially have a great season, and then his price tag will just dictate itself. All right, we're going to wrap things up slowly. Mike, Miz, I told you ages ago we sign other positions first and finish with Caicedo. Brighton have wasted our entire July. Just believe getting him is till deadline day. Yeah, look, maybe that might be the go. Okay, we'll wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button before you go. Well over 550 people. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Let's get to 26,000 subscribers. And I shall see you guys later on tonight, wrapping up the day's news. And that should be around approximately about 8:30, 9 p.m. UK time. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya.